Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mark Perry back at you with another video. And today's topic, I want to talk about what strategy to use when you're finding off-market deals, which one to go with. That's today's topic, and let's dive right in. So, what I want to talk a little bit about is, what kind of tools and techniques you can use to go out there and go find off-market deals, through either bandit signs, direct mail, cold calling, etc. So we're gonna go one by one, and try to figure out what suits best for you and what actually you can do and focus on. So the first one is bandit signs. Now you can do a bandit signs, but you have to check in with your code enforcement to make sure that it's allowed to have signs by stop signs or by street lights, to where that you could put your signs there and it could say for sale, or I'm sorry, it could say we buy houses for cash, we close quickly with your contact number. A lot of times with cities, either it's code enforcement or it's wholesalers that will take your signs down. So you have to keep track of your signs. And what you want to do is, when you get in bandit signs, you want to make sure that you want to get like the top 5 hottest zip codes in your city, and you want to home in those areas where the buyers are buying at. And I'll do another video where you can find these zip codes at as well. But you want to get like your top 5 zip codes, and you want to home in on where those buyers are buying at. Because then that way, once you put your bandit signs in those areas, then you'll get some homeowners, and if you get some discounted properties, immediately you could sell to that buyers list that you actually looked up those zip codes. Because once you look up the zip code, I'll show you how to find the buyers, and then you just market it for those buyers, or you can reach out to them, or have a cold caller reach out to them. So that will be in another video. But just to, if you know what zip codes to be focusing on, and what's the hottest areas and the hottest zip codes in your city, I would say go start putting bandit signs in those areas. Put anywhere from like 50 to 150 signs in those areas, and then you'll start to receive calls. So that's one. The other one is direct mail. Now, typically, usually when you do direct mail, you want to try to do 2,500 and above, and I'm saying to people. So you want to be able to market to 2,500 people or more. And what you usually get up on those direct mails, you usually going to typically get a 2% response rate. So, if you send out 2,500 direct mail campaign, expect to get about a 2%. So that's roughly around 20 to 30 people that want to sell their property, and you might have some individuals in there that's motivated, but it's your determination to see how motivated they are and what strategy you can use once you put this property under contract. Because every property will be different. You might have someone motivated, but they might not give you the property at 50 cents on the dollar. They might have to give you the property at close to their asking price. So, okay, so if you do it that way, what would be your extra strategy? You can't wholesale it, so you might have to put it on a contract on a lease option or seller financing deal. That's why it's important to have a couple different strategies. Even if they are motivated, they might not want to just give their property away. They might want to get close to their asking price, or maybe 20 or 30% below. So you got to know what strategy you can use to get that property on a contract, and to turn around and do your exit strategy on that property. So if you're going to do direct mail, if I was you, I will home in on direct mail. I will stay clear, focus on direct mail, and continue to do it. Typically, the first time you do it, you might not get that response as you want. So direct mail is more of a consistent thing. You have to consistently do it, consistently do it, and then you'll start to see results as you go further with it. So direct mail is pricey. It's really pricey, but you have to just keep staying consistent with it. That's what the good thing about direct mail is. You got to stay consistent. And you're going to be, for instance, if you get 2,500 postcards, you might be paying like $1,500 for all that. Like them doing the postcards for you and sending the postcards out for you, you're going to be probably paying like $1,500 to do that. So you want to keep that in mind as well, that you will be paying a little amount of penny to get those direct mails out there. But if you're going to do direct mail, I will home in on direct mail. If their goal is to be like, I'm going to focus strictly on direct mail, then focus strictly on direct mail. And I wouldn't focus on anything else. I wouldn't focus on Bandit Signs or anything else. I would focus on direct mail only and go that route and see what that does for you. And typically you'll get anywhere from a 2 to 3% response rate. Depends on your market, depends on how good the market is. So that's direct mail. The third one is cold calling. So you can get a list from like US List Source. You can get lists from even like a direct mail campaign. They can give you a list. You can go down to your local courthouse and get a list of absentee owners. You can get vacant properties. You can get high equity lists. You can get upside down properties if you're doing subject to. So it just depends on what kind of list you're looking for. You can get code enforcement lists. You can get shut off bill list, probate list. So you could go down to your courthouse and find some of these lists. Or if you're, if you have an attorney, or if an attorney gets these lists, you can ask them, or the title company, sometimes they might have it. It just depends. I went kind of a couple different routes, but I done heard individuals go to title companies and they had the list, or they went to an attorney. I went to an attorney and then I got the list sometimes down at the courthouse, or sometimes I might just get it from like US Lead List or List Source and etc. So it just depends what strategy you want to use and which one you want to go with. So basically when you get this list, you want to make sure that you have like REI Skip. That's another site that you can use to where they can skip trace all these people on there. And what they do is they get the numbers. So they'll get the numbers, and once you receive all the numbers, now you're not going to get the numbers on every single body, but it's usually typically with REI Skip, usually you get like a 75 to 80% response rate, far-wise lists or far-wise numbers-wise. So if you get like the contact numbers. So once you get the contact numbers, what you do is you either call these people yourself, or you get a VA with virtual assistant, and they can call the people for you. And they can reach out to everybody to see if they're interested in selling their property. And that's how you can actually get the cold calling going in. Now the cold calling is a lot more cheaper than direct mail, because if you buy the list will probably cost you, if you get a list about 5,000 people, let's say 5,000 absentee owners, you're probably going to be paying roughly, if it's a good list, you might be paying about $500 to $600 for the list. And then to get a virtual assistant, you might be paying maybe $150 to $200 roughly a week. So you want to make sure you have a budget there to where they can do it, but they're literally doing the calling. And then once they do the calling, they'll send the information to you through Podio or through your email to where, hey, this individual, they're interested in selling. Here's the details. They'll get all the descriptions of the property. So you'll determine like, okay, based on everything they said, based on all the information they got from the seller, does this look like this is a person that's motivated, or they're warm, or they're hot, or they're cold? You could kind of determine that. And if they're warm and they're hot, I will call. If they're cold, I would just put them through like a text blasting platform and just follow up with them, within a month or so. There's a site called investorfuse.com, and they have like, I think it's like a couple $100 a month, where if you already have, sellers already, you can put your sellers into that. They actually do it for you. They put your seller list into that. And then, if one seller is cold and they're not ready to sell, or if they're not motivated, they got a system on there to where they'll follow up on a text message through a whole year. They'll do it a whole year. I think it's a year to 18 months. But you have to check and see, but it's called Investor Fuse. So you can use that as well. It's called www.investorfuse.com is a platform. So that's another way as well. And so all these ways is really key, is really huge. It just depends on which one you want to go with. Where's your strength and where's your weaknesses at? That's what you have to define within yourself. Where do you feel like you can do the most at, and what are you good at? And whatever you're good at, focus on that. And whatever you're not good at, have someone else focus on that. If you have the capital, pay someone else to focus on that. So if your strength is, hey, look, I could talk to sellers, Mark, I can get on the phone with sellers, I don't have a problem doing that. Okay, focus on that. And then you can have someone else focus on the buyers. Then you can start building your team as you progress. You get a couple deals under your belt, you build one person, you build another person, and go from there. And these are ways that you can do it. There's also some other ways I'm going to be talking about in a couple of different videos as we move further, about ways that you don't really need marketing money to get involved into wholesaling, to where you can joint ventures and JV with people, do co-wholesaling, do reverse engineering wholesaling. There's so many ways you can structure a deal. It's just really more of getting yourself educated on it and really believing that this is possible, that you can do this. I got a gentleman right now that's closing over 60 deals a month, and they don't use too much marketing to do that. So, you know, it's really powerful, and it's really good to know, and it's just really understanding the information and understanding it and going out there taking the inspired action to do it. But you can do this. There's plenty of deals out there. Always continue to have abundance mindset, because a lot of people will tell you right now all the market's too tight. There's not a lot of deals out there. If you listen to those type of people, you won't get deals flowing to you. So just keep an abundance mindset, keep a prosperity mindset, and just know that there is plenty of deals out there. There's plenty of deals out there for everybody to have deals, and there's plenty of cities that you can work with to get deals. You don't have to work in your backyard. You can work in other cities. You can work in other areas. And the goal is, whatever city or whatever area you're going to work in, you know, figure out what are you going to do to get closer to sellers, you know, the best as possible. Like, what are you going to do to get to sellers? Are you going to do direct mail? Are you going to do cold calling? Are you going to do bandit signs? Or like, what are you going to do? You know, then that way you can figure out what you're going to do and then go full force with it and just focus directly on that. Like, I wouldn't do everything at once, you know, try to do this. You could test things if you like, but from my experience, I like to just focus on one thing. Focus on one thing, and then if it didn't work, you know, if it's not testing correctly as I wanted to, then I might move to the next thing. You know, but at least I worked that one first and focused on that one for a few months and then go to the next one. But, you know, if you do it right, you'll get a few deals. You'll get multiple deals if you do it right. If you continue to believe in it and you know that deals will flow to you, you'll get deals. So just hone in on those ones. Hone in on which one works best for you, and it will work out for you. So I hope that this video helps. I'm going to be sharing more content about real estate and how to invest with little or to no money. But keep in mind, this video was just basically just talking about, you know, if you have some capital, if you want to get out there and get off-market deals, the best way to do it is, one of the best ways to do it is, if you got marketing money, is, you know, do some direct mail, some cold calling, get people on your team to where they can start reaching out to these sellers, and then you can start, you know, talking to these sellers. So these are good ways that you actually can get involved in these deals. So I hope that video helps. Also, if you like this channel and if you can relate to this channel and what I'm talking about, please like and subscribe and hit that notification button. I'm definitely going to be sharing more content with you. I want to see individuals prosper and do good things in a major way. So that's all I got for today. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.